My experiences in the community, and I want to relate a little bit to them now. Starting from my first days when I was introduced to the community, there was certain innocence, purity. It really was. It reminded me of the covenant that the headmaster talked about, the Edenic covenant, a time of innocence and purity, not a time of corruption, you know. It was before the corruptions. And I remember the original spirit and how my whole body seemed to tingle, and I felt that I was really, for the first time in my life, on a very serious direction. It was going to accomplish a number of my goals. First, getting out of the country. 2, being a part of something great. 3, building a family. Because in America, I wasn't going to have a family. There was no way I wanted to bring any of my children or any of my seed into that place. If they want to go to America to visit or to live, that's their decision. But I wasn't about to have them there. It was enough people born into captivity. Must speak. Let somebody be born in the Holy Land. Let Martin Luther King's prophecies come true. That we as, I may not get there, but we as a people will get to the Holy Land. You know, the Promised Land. Let my children be born in the Promised Land. Why not? I come from the King era. I love that man, but I also love Malcolm X. I believed in both of theirs. I think it's a time for violence and a time for nonviolence. I do. When you have to defend yourself, it's definitely a time for violence, extreme violence, as extreme as you can get it, to make sure that your oppressor or whoever your enemy is get the message that when they mess with you, then they better expect the most extreme violence. But I don't live by a code of violence. I live by a code wherein I live by the way of peace, Derek HaShalom. I feel that the way of peace is far more powerful. And you can even endear your enemies. You know, with the way of peace, Derek HaShalom, you can endear them, you know, in a way that rends them like helpless. They don't want to raise their hand against you. They see that you are not their enemy. Even though you may look like their enemy, they can feel it and they know it. Because I've, over the years, placed myself in what some people would consider some dangerous situations. I visited the West Bank many times, Jericho. I visited the so-called quote-unquote hot spots. I used to go in and out of Gaza in the early years of the community, you know. So basically I was able to interact with different people. I've never once came across any hostile Palestinian. Never once. They all treated me like brothers, all of them. They were always kind, they were hospitable to me. I've never once had any kind of negative interaction with a Palestinian.